bell because I told everybody that I would. Hey guys, Jeremy from NLPT, and we're talking about the Altitude program. We're just going to talk about a couple of sticking points. Hopefully we'll have a couple of people join us, but I have some questions that I got from the Facebook post this morning that I want to go over, but I want to start off with, this is Amy Lunch, and this is Mike Braden. I'm going to give them time since they took time out of their busy schedules to show up here and answer any questions that they might have and kind of help them out a little bit. Amy, you got on first, so you're up.
What questions do I have? Oh man, so many questions. As far as like altitude specifically, is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, we can start there and then we'll go down the rabbit hole.
Oh man, okay. As far as going through, right? So we had that vision, right? So planning out the vision, I got really super detailed, and you saw that on my 90-day vision.
Right.
It's kind of crazy. And then I start going down that little rabbit hole with, you know, how detailed I get with like my 3, 5, 10 year vision.
Right.
When you're doing that, how detailed do you typically get?
I get detailed enough. I'll tell you, my 10-year vision is less than 2 pages long, because I want to be able to share that not only share it with my staff, but I also want to be able to share that with my customers, my patients, my clients, because it takes a village to help you achieve your dream and your goal. And the more people that know what your dream and what your goal is, the more people are going to get in your corner to help you achieve that. You know?
Right.
So it's kind of like, you know, Travis likes to talk about, you know, JFK saying he wants to put a man on the moon to be the first one. Well, he didn't keep that to his team or his cabinet. He went on national TV and announced it, right? In front of God and everybody. So, you know, the more people that know, the more people are going to help you. I'm sorry, my neighbor is building a tree house, so you might hear some sawing in the background. Yeah, but then, you know, you start with the grand plan, and then all it is breaking it down into bite-sized steps, just like this program. And that's I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on that as well today. So
awesome. And for me, I've gotten, you know, getting back into, you know, being open as a business again after COVID and everything. There's, you know, so many things that we're doing. So as far as catching up, because I have to catch up with Altitude, definitely. I'm really excited about it, actually. So just going down that line, hitting one after the other, right? And just go in the order you guys put it in, right? Don't
deviate from the plan. Just complete one and then move on to the next one. And like I say, I mean, even if you're a little behind, which I would say, you know, everybody in the program right now is a little behind, which is why I'm going to be like trying to kick ass and take names and prompt people to do what they're paying us to help them do, right? Because you're not going to get the results unless you like click the button, right? Click the button, watch the video. It's only 15 minutes. And everybody's got 15 minutes. I don't care who you are or what you say. You know, there's 15 minutes every day where you might be just sipping a cup of coffee and chilling, right?
Yeah.
Well, you can watch that video during that 15 minutes, right? And it's one video a week. Whereas the challenge, and this, I'm talking to everybody now. The challenge was very overwhelming, and the fact that so many people completed it was amazing to me, because it was so much work, 4 days in a row. And we knew that as COVID slowed down and people started to re-enter their normals, that it would be too much work to give that much stuff to do every day. But it's literally a Monday. If you get in, you watch the video, you got 6 days to complete the task, and it will only take 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes to watch the video, and about 10 minutes a day, and you can complete the week.
Awesome.
So a lot of people are thinking it's going to be like overwhelming, and no, it's really not, because we've shortened it down.
I'm not sure if that's it or not.
All right, well then, next week I'm going to be completely up to speed. I'm going to have a boatload of questions, I hope.
Good. I hope so. And that kind of goes into one of the main questions that I've got on the post that we did was, if I can find that sheet of paper, my book closed.
Um, staffing was a major issue, and I think Mike is dealing with some staffing as well.
Alan is dealing with staffing, and I know you're getting ready to hire somebody.
Yeah,
right?
hopefully I'll be hiring a new PT within the week or within the hour, actually.
Cool. So, yeah, once you hire that person, now you have to train them, and you don't train them to add more stuff on your plate. You train them to take things off your plate. Um, and that's the main thing. Like Alan said that he and his wife are on a 2-week waiting list right now, and he doesn't even have time to follow up with his leads. So, um, we did a Frank and I did a call with Alan, and I'm speaking directly to Alan now. So Frank and I did a call with Alan about hiring he doesn't even have anybody to man his phones right now. So he's taking care of all of that stuff. So, but a lot of us are control freaks, kind of like I said in the video this morning. A lot of us don't want to because, yeah, I answer my phones in my clinic. I'm going to do it better than anybody else in my clinic. Somebody calls and they have questions before they get off the phone, they're on my schedule, right? Whereas
Right.
my front desk may not have that confidence and be able to pull that off. But do I want to continue to answer the phones every day? No. I've got to give them the phone. I got to let them fail, and then I got to coach them up and let them fail and coach them up, and then they'll finally start to get it and achieve that hat so that you can take that off and give it to them. So, hopefully that's what you're doing with your PT, because I know you're trying to finally get off the floor and be an
Yes.
executive, which is a really beautiful thing, because then you can do this at 2:00 in the afternoon, because I know you have a pool in California too, and you can lead your team from your pool, right?
That's right.
So,
Right. Yeah, that's the goal, man. That's the I only see patients like 4 hours a week, which is great. And then eventually no hours.
well, the coronavirus finally got Robin to finally quit treating patients altogether. So, yeah, it sometimes it takes something, right? It took a bicep tear for me, and then it took my team lead looking me in the eye and saying, Jeremy, get out of the clinic. I don't need you here. I got it. Like, you go do you. I got this. You've worked hard enough to build it. Which brings me to Mike and Robin's post this morning. They said they're having a hard time with delegating tasks. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, I kind of said it in the text that I put out there, but when I turn around to delegate to somebody, the only person standing there is me, or Robin, So it's not like we have the staff that we can say, hey, go do this. We have a few, but, unfortunately, I do the billing, I do the marketing, I do the accounting, I clean the clinic, all that stuff. And until we can get our numbers up, putting it through the CAF, it just doesn't support more staff right now. So it's hard to hand that off to somebody when there's nobody there to do that. Now, I got to tell you, I've got a young lady that joined us on the front desk that is just doing a fabulous job, and she's taken some things off of my plate, like authorization checks and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to turning billing over to somebody, last time I did that, it took me 1.5 years to clean it up. So I'm a little nervous about that, but you just got to get the right person on the bus.
Yeah, we talked once upon a time about that billing, and you were in, and then till you weren't.
Well, I'm not sure that whole thing with the NLPT biller, did that ever actually happen?
Oh, dude, I've been using Harry for 9 months now, and I will tell you that there are two good things about it. One, my average days outstanding has dropped like 7 days. My first pass rate is over 99%, and I only get billed for the insurance collection, right?
Right.
So most billing companies are going to charge you based on total collections, which is over the counter. That's what your front office is doing, deductible collection. No, he just charges based on what he collects. And yeah, it's fantastic. The communication is fantastic. And like, we have zero issues with that whatsoever.
That was what, 5.5%?
I believe Amy, what is the going rate right now? Because I
5.
think,
Yeah, I'm gonna start with Harry on the 20th. Hopefully, we'll be all set up and ready to go.
Yeah.
And looking at, if we're speaking with Arlen and looking at his numbers too, his accounts receivable after 60 days dropped from like 29% to the lowest at 2, and he's typically at 4. And right now we're sitting at 25, and then our billing company just gives up, which is, you know, crazy. And she bills, and our billing company also bills us for the cash stuff and collecting copays and all that, and he won't. And I know TR, he had an increase of like $10 a visit. He just started with them, so I'm super psyched, and they quoted me 5%.
Okay.
And that's leaps and bounds better than other companies I've found.
Than anything out there.
Anything.
well, and the beautiful thing about it is you know, if you could not have to chase money, how much time does that free you up to do what you need to do, right?
Right. The
Right.
cool thing too,
What's up?
with that, the cool thing too is that you know, basically everything is run through a Google form as well, and sheets. So you have a timestamp of when things get done too. So it's like, you don't have to keep reminding yourself of what's going on and what you have to look into and what your staff has to look into, because there's a written document right there. And then there'll be, as soon as it's fixed, you know, the message is there. Hey, it's fixed. This is the timestamp. So you have something to go back to, and just, you know, if you want to double check on things. So I'm excited about that.
Well, I think that our original concern was from a cost standpoint, you know, that we're already have the payroll in as far as what Mike does and such, and then, you know, taking that out of house, which I think would be incredibly awesome, because it really locks us down as far as getting away from the clinic and when we're gone, and Mike having to do everything remotely and all of that. You know, so from a cost standpoint of Mike's salary and then that 5% and blah, blah, you know, but I think the other thing is we've been burnt. We lost like $100,000 and lost revenue from another billing company that interestingly is like major league involved with the APTA and actually, I think even WebPT, but you know, that they were great on the 30 days, but then when you got to 60, 90 days, it just got lost, and $100,000 we lost, you know? So I think you know, we're like, you know.
That's what I like about that timestamp. Yeah, that's what I like about that timestamp, Robin. It's just like, there's something right there for you to look at, you know, and the amount of, like for me, hopefully I'll be dropping down from my 25% to that 4% that Arlen's at, right? And then that percentage that I'm losing is a whole lot less. So then instead of like $100,000, right? Maybe if he doesn't get it done, maybe it's $400, right?
Right.
But right now, looking through and paying my staff to look through, or paying myself to look through, when I could be doing something that's more profitable for my business and marketing and all that. Trying to do that and to find everything through the systems that we have now is just, it's a cluster, right? And it's like, you think you don't miss anything, but then, you know, 3 months later, like, oh, shoot.
Right. Well, and I think we just have 2 claims. One's an auto and one is a VA that we didn't get authorization and back, you know, pay for all of that. I bet you just between those 2, I mean, I would suspect it's probably $8,000-$10,000 just in those 2 outstanding.
Yeah.
Right. No, I hear you on that. I have a $4,000 outstanding right now that they're just expecting us to write off and didn't tell us anything. That's ridiculous.
Well, like with the auto, when the attorneys come back and say, hey, will you just count this down? It's like, that would be no. But we should charge you 18% over the last 4 years of what you haven't paid us.
Right.
Yep.
So Amy, who do you use for your billing now?
Well, it's all with my EMR company, which I'm also switching. So right now, I'm switching from Strata PT. I'm switching over to Prompt,
Okay.
and they do everything. They did the billing. They did the sort of the authorizations. They didn't do a good job. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. So we're switching over to prompts, and we're going to be using the NLPT billing.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I lost about $180,000, Robin, when I was with the clinician because I was using their billing. Then I switched from them and I went in house, and I had an awesome biller. Man, she was fantastic. She basically did what Harry does, but I had to pay her basically what I'm gonna pay Harry, and I don't have to look at her or listen to her bitch. But then she left, and I was stuck. Right?
Yeah, right.
She left, and I was stuck. So God forbid, Mike. I don't want to say this, but God forbid something happens to Mike. What are y'all gonna do? Right?
We're going to update
Close.
our wheel on Monday before we leave on a road trip on Friday.
Yeah.
And I go down to Ground Zero in Arizona for 2 weeks.
That sounds
So-
fantastic. So
Other than that, yeah, what are you going to do?
yeah, but it, part of the problem that you said was time and delegation. So I mean, if you could get something off your plate, I mean, just look into anything, right?
Yeah.
So
That's 50%.
So I'm not. Yeah, just look into it. Talk to Arlen, and pick his brain a little bit. See what you think, because I know you weren't quite ready 6-8 months ago.
Right.
But I'm just thinking about 6-8 months ago, if you'd have pulled the trigger, what kind of conversation will we be having now?
A different one.
I'm just curious. So, but I don't want to spend too much time because this isn't a sales call for our billing program. Because I think he's only got like one spot, or actually might not even have any more spots because he just scaled up, and we're just slowly scaling that to make sure that everybody is taken really good care of. All right. Do y'all have anything else altitude wise? Any issues with the platform, the membership site? Everything going well?
Mm-hmm.
Downloadable, very easy?
Yep.
Okay. So I want to address one thing. Robin, last week we talked about the units for Facebook. I can't do it. I looked into it. I talked to like 4 different people. So everything's still going to be on the membership site, but when you finish it, it does have a check mark on the side. So you know where you are on the membership site. Now, one thing we did talk about, and I want to just ask you guys your opinion on it, is if, I know we have downloadable PDFs. So we're talking about giving like a binder out where you can like put all that stuff in one place, which you probably already do or should be doing. So you can just fill it out. And at the end of the program, you got this big book, and basically you have, from your vision all the way through hiring in the same manual. So that's, do you guys need a folder or a binder, or is that just kind of overkill?
I think it'd be awesome because I've got stuff all over the place right now, and I've tried in the past, to put like the mastermind, I had a binder put together and tabbed out and stuff. So, but if you guys got the format, and it wouldn't be a problem, that I would think that would be awesome.
Okay, cool. All right. One other question. I'm going to minimize you guys just a little bit. Exit full screen. Can't minimize Zoom when you're recording. Okay, well, I'm just going to share my screen then, because I want to go here, and I want to get to here because I want to look at. All right, so Giovanna said that she has a goal of 100 visits a week, including eval. Sometimes they've been there with 10 evals, sometimes with 15, depending on 2 to 3 times a week patients, and how many will be charging. Basically, she wants to know if there's a quick formula that she can use in order to work backwards to get her eval number that she needs to consistently hit to hit 100 visits a week. So this is kind of like a little mastermind. So Amy, you should know the answer to this, and you guys should know the answer to this because it's a really easy formula. So I'm just testing you right now. How do you figure out how many evals you need to have? What's the formula?
Well, you have your, I gotta write it out. It's your number of total patients. Yeah, see how many that is. And then there's a divided by something. I just see mine out of the CIF, man. That's where I get mine from.
That's very simple. So she has access to the CAF. It's already calculated in there, but it's a very simple equation. Do you guys know it?
I was just looking it up. Don't know it by heart.
Okay, it's
Came
very
across
simple.
it too, and I can't remember it.
So if you know what your average length of stay is, right? So say she's got an average length of stay of 10 visits, and she's going to need 10 evaluations. So it's your average evaluations multiplied by your average length of stay, and that will pretty much get you to your visits per week.
Right.
Right. So right now, if I'm doing 28 times 12, yeah. So if I'm doing 28 evals a week, and my length of stay is 13, then I should be getting 364 visits. Now, since those evaluations are going to be like an average over time, and your length of stay is an average over time, then that's going to take into account your outliers, your one and dones, your no-shows, your cancels, because it's actually talking about your true numbers. So if you know what your length of stay is over the course of like 3 months, right, and you know your average evaluations over the course of 3 months, then that will get you to that number. So yeah, she's trying to get 100, and she's doing 10 evals a week, then she needs her length of stay to be 10, right? Pretty simple calculation. So when she watches that, I'm gonna tell her she has to get to like the 25-minute mark in the video to get her answer. And Alan, you need to hire a receptionist, my friend, and quit trying to call everybody. Those were the only questions that I got on Facebook. Travis is on here, but I don't know where he went.
Hey, Jeremy, I got a question, and Mike and I were talking, and I think Robbie gave an answer to it, but I didn't understand it. So, like on the CAF, and you've got your number of slots and your number of evals, how does it work into the equation when, you know, our evals are 1 hour, all of our treatment sessions are, well, not all, but majority 30 minutes, but we do 1 hour treatments for Medicare, VA, auto, where we get reimbursed per fee schedule and such, you know, so, I mean, we've got a lot of 1 hour treatments, you know, so how does the CAF compensate and allow for that? Or does it not?
It doesn't specifically. You're going to have to put slots available in. So if, say, one of your therapists has 70 slots available, and on average, they're doing 40 1-hour sessions and 25 30-minute sessions, well, you're going to have to do a little math in your head, because it doesn't calculate for that. It's just total sessions and then evaluations.
Okay, so we can go through that, Mike, and kind of come up with an average. Yeah. Because it skews it, because it's like, well, holy cow, because we are just trying to figure out when to bring in our next furloughed employee, which we did this week. And, you know, but when you look at the numbers, and it's like, well, crap, we only had 5 openings, you know, 5 slots, you know, then the week. And so, okay, so we'll look at it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, and are you smart enough to, are your schedulers smart enough to go, hey, that's a United Healthcare patient, they're capitated, we're only going to see them for 30 minutes, but hey, that's an auto, we're going to see them for an hour and a half.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got them all color coded, you know, so like the Medicares are, you know, red, but then the Optums that we get like paid crap, you know, are a different color. So yeah, so they're kind of color coded. And I think you've gone through that with her, right, Mike?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're pretty good on that.
Cool. Travis, you got anything to say, my friend?
I'm a little concerned on the, we couldn't figure out the number of evaluations you needed to get to that number of visits. So I was interesting to watch that, though, because Amy uses the CAF, so it does it for her.
Yeah.
But I still want her to be able to answer that question. So,
I know.
yeah. So
Epic fail.
yeah, you're not. No, I don't know if there's any other questions. I don't know. We didn't get a lot of questions at Altitude, so I just want to be Jeremy. I just want to be sitting by my pool in the afternoon. It's pretty nice, right, Amy?
Yeah.
Pretty
I'm
good.
cold in my office, man. I'm it's so cold in my office.
As soon as I see you got the freaking sweatshirt, and that thing is warm. That's a
Right.
warm ass sweatshirt.
That's
Yeah.
right. I'm cuddled up
So-
in here.
Yeah. As soon as I get off this call, I'm going straight in the pool because it's like 120 degrees here. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be warm and humid.
but it's nice. It's nice.
Oh.
Guys, any other questions whatsoever?
I don't think so. I just had a question for the Bradens. First, who are you guys using for your payroll? How are you doing your payroll?
We do it through Intuit.
Yeah, we do too. Can you
Yeah.
delegate that to an office manager?
No, that would be me. I forgot
then
to
did
put
you
that
guys
on my list.
Did you guys get PPP?
Yep.
And how are you guys doing with that? Are you running through it, or are you just holding on and
No,
waiting?
we ran through it probably
We're
by mid-July.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense as why you're not bringing as many people back.
Right. But now, I mean, our numbers are approaching where we were before COVID, so at least that's starting to come back. But yeah, I just pull the reports right out of Intuit, and it tells me what I need. You got to do a little bit of math because they're not exactly what the SBA is looking for. But we've got a great banker that I got set up with before it happened, and they help us out quite a bit.
So,
And you guys did the vision stuff in Altitude, as far as where you wanted to be and steps to get there. Did you guys go through that process?
Well, we did it through Mastermind, and we just kind of updated it. We just went through and looked at the numbers where we are now versus where we were then, and just kind of adjusted the numbers. But not much has changed on it.
so
Yeah.
how much marketing have you guys been doing lately?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to
Anybody?
you.
Oh, not a hell of a lot. We have all of our reactivation and all that kind of stuff that goes on through Reach, and I just upgraded to their new expanded plan with pages, when pages and all kinds of other stuff. But we're in the process of trying to build Facebook ads and doing all that kind of stuff. But when you're spread as thin as I am, it's kind of hard to get all that shit figured out.
I started marketing. I started marketing pretty hard, like right in the middle of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Like right in the middle, like 2 months ago, because I knew people would be sick of it, and I wanted to be in front of them when they did.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I got 5 ads running right now on Facebook, plus 2 retargeting ads. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I want to, I've been looking, kind of at yours and Frank's, all on the consultation, because obviously I think the workshop wasn't working well for us before, and even right now, not a deal, so that's like awesome to do the ads relative to the consultations. And so I'd like to get something going, on that and our personal training, and even watching your guys, 3 exercise, thing that you're doing. And, that's on kind of our identify, delegate, list too. It's like, you guys, let's get, 3 videos per area or whatever, so that we can start using that. But yeah, I think that's been kind of our struggle to get the marketing going.
You need to create yourself a little exercise area at home, Robin. So you set your iPhone up and start demonstrating exercises at the house.
I know. What I'm trying to do is to get my team to use me as a guinea pig for their virtual program, because, I've gained weight, and because I'm sitting on my ass like all day now. And It's like, guys, you got to put this together and use me.
Yeah.
I can do a testimony.
There you go. There
Yeah,
you go.
we're doing a challenge within our group, and right now I'm down 14 pounds in
Wow.
6 weeks.
Yay!
So what's the prize?
Bragging rights. And we have it's kind of like a mock belt. It's like a like a WWE belt.
There you go.
And yeah, we all like just parade around with it. And, yeah, but right now it's just bragging rights. It's just within our team, but like at the same time, I have before and after pictures, right? So I have like when I started, and not proud of that, right? But now and where I'm gonna be, so we're going 8 weeks and then 12 weeks, but that might be a way to get your team involved, and then it's also like a testimonial for what your team can do, what your training department can do.
Right, exactly. And everybody, pretty much for the most part, except a few, could benefit from it. So, yeah, that's a good idea. And we had put that out. I need to like keep them on task and somebody to follow through.
Yeah, we got everybody on my team, with the exception of 2 girls, have definitely gained the COVID-20.
The COVID-19.
That COVID-19, yeah. So, but two of the girls are like, they're just like buff, freaking. So, all right, Sarah.
Our golden retriever, Sunny, because we took both of our goldens into the clinic, but they've been home with me now. 112 pounds. She's like this Mongo lardo. So I am taking her for a walk every day. So she chased the ducks. I don't.
Sarah, any questions with Altitude so far?
No, I haven't done shit. I happen to have a cancellation, so I'm just listening in to everything you guys are doing that I'm not doing.
Okay.
I'm literally getting my new PTs up to speed. I submitted another offer letter today for another one, and talking to another one on Saturday. So
Wow.
I've had like 80% turnover in my PTs because of this COVID bullshit, and then just some other stuff. So that's kind of taken all of my time at the moment.
Oh man.
It's okay. It's going to be a lovely, clean house when it's all said and done. So
Isn't it? That is
a lovely,
beauty,
clean
Sarah.
house with everybody on
the same page.
which is why it's so important to get that vision written out right now, so that they have a beacon to go toward.
Right.
Yeah. But again, like we sort of talked about before, that might be changing. So I can't really share that with anyone yet. So that beacon the beacon will be obvious when I can make it obvious.
Gotcha. Gotcha. The word. We don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, no, we're crushing it right now. I mean, we're actually at like 92% of where we were in February. So
Good job.
busyness wise, we are good. So
Good.
I'm happy there.
Well, do you need any help with anything? Anything we can help you with from afar?
I don't know. You can blow some sunshine at me. Be good. So, something, I don't know, some kind of sleeping dust to help me sleep at night, because that's just not happening.
I tell you what, last night, I did this for the first, I don't think I've ever showered at night before in my life, but I played golf yesterday, and I got into bed and I was like just sticky, because it's like, it was 98 degrees with 80% humidity, and I took a shower and I got in bed and I had like one sheet on and I slept like a baby, like vivid dreams at Disney World. And I woke up this morning and I was just like, oh,
yeah,
awesome.
You need to shower every night. I actually do that most nights just because, it cools me down a little bit. But I don't have air conditioning up here. So, and it's been hotter than normal. So it's a little rough because I sleep best when it's probably 60 degrees. And that's not the case at the moment.
Why? Okay, I know this is off the topic of altitude, but why don't you have air conditioning?
Because I live at 8,000 feet and it's rarely, I mean, truly, I would only use it for probably 3 weeks of the year.
Okay.
It was those portable ones.
Yeah. Like starting next month, it's going to be getting down into the 40s at night again.
Wow.
So last night, I don't think it got below 60, but, and then I think it got up to the high 80s, but we don't have humidity and we don't, you know, typically I can manage it with other stuff. Although the hot flashes are not helping. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think next month we'll be hitting probably 110 heat index.
Yeah. There's a reason I don't live where you live.
Yeah.
I would combust.
I put a link in the chat for the dorm air conditioner. It's getting good reviews. We have one that's like portable. It's a big one. My son's room. It works like gangbusters. It's not the one I put in there, but
is it a swamp cooler one, or is it just an electronic one?
The one in the chat box is electronic one. Well, they're both electronic.
Right.
In my son's room, because it like bakes. You know, it's like 100 degrees in there because it gets the direct sun.
Right.
The bigger one, and we spent like $350 on it, but it was well worth it. It like when our commissioner died, we put blankets up and we just cooled down one room. That's like massive room in the house, and all it worked really well.
Yeah,
might be worth it for them.
So yeah, I mean that's probably on. I was hoping to get one at Costco when I went down, but they're all sold out, and so is Home Depot. And anyway, it is probably time to order one because it is affecting my quality of life these days.
Yeah, we can't have that.
No, cannot.
Can't have that at all.
Nope.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
We have 1 minute left simply because I have to upgrade my account, or I have to log in as Lee or Chuck, and I don't like logging in as Lee or Chuck. So, last minute overview. Multiply your evaluations by your average length of stay to get the number of patients per week. Hire and delegate, as everybody is doing right